What's going on, YouTube? So a new face, guys. That's my brother. But we have a special treat for y'all out here today. We are in Columbus, Belmont State Park, and they do Civil War Day every year. You can see one of the massive cannons behind me. And do we have some awesome footage for you guys today? So stay tuned, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, I would think.
That's all good.
I bet you fabricated a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when they went to the Battle of Charlemagne,
But if you could tell us a little bit about this thing and just kind of the history behind it, would be awesome.
sure. Well, this is an antique replica. Was built in 1961 by the Chase and Sanborn Coffee Company.
Okay, that's cool.
They built it to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the war.
Okay.
And my wife and I took possession of it in 2018, and we've been spending the last 5 years restoring it. Everything that is red, all of the boilers, everything has been restored. When we picked it up, the hubs and the spokes were rotten.
Okay.
One of them, the only thing holding the spoke in the hub was the paint around it.
Man.
All of the metal around the bottoms was eaten out because it was sitting on a flatbed trailer.
I got you.
Out in the open, and the water would collect. It just ate it away. The water containers, in 1961, they made them out of copper.
Okay.
And they used lead-based solder. So we had to use restaurant-grade stainless steel to replace those. So we've, since 2018, we've put about $7,000 in the restoration of this. And it makes coffee. We build a fire underneath. Access the boilers through here. Put the water in. Of course, we did hot chocolate over there on that one, and then this one we had a basket made that fits down in that we put the grounds in.
Okay, that's what I was
And then
wondering.
we have to agitate it because it's not a percolator.
Oh,
and
okay.
About 20-25 minutes we can have 5 gallons of coffee ready to go.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you showing us it. I mean, and the history behind it. That's, man, it's so cool.
Wild.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
if you go around the back behind the stack there, you'll see the plaque that was put on it in 1961. How you doing, man?
Guys, man, this thing is cool. How awesome is that? Getting to see some history out here today, guys. Man, I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. I did have some surgery stuff. I mean, I know most of y'all know about my heart stuff. I'm okay. It was just a little loop recorder, but I am going to be a little sore. So we're just kind of doing some exclusive content for you here in Columbus, Kentucky. They're doing a big Civil War Day. They do this once every year. And you're going to see some really sweet history today, guys. So this thing is awesome. I mean, unbelievable that this is how, you know, they had coffee and stuff back in the war. And we're talking, you know, 1860s. So really cool. And I hope you guys enjoy. I'm excited.
Yeah, have you ever had real sassafras root beer?
Yes, I get y'all's sassafras root beer every time I'm here.
Oh,
so
well, there you go. You know all about it.
Yeah, I
then.
know
You're
all
a
about
Pup
it.
Jacks fan.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Oh,
All
okay.
right, so there we go.
I don't know that I've tried all these flavors yet.
Root beer,
That's the root beer.
Yes, the
cream
root beer's
soda,
awesome.
lemonade, and green apple.
Green apple jam.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. And this one is what?
Cream soda.
Cream soda. I love cream soda too. I don't know that I've had this one.
It's
Freaking delicious.
made with an exotic vanilla that we import.
Oh man, you got to try that, bro. That is.
Oh, which one?
That's that one right
the
there.
sassafras.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the cream soda. Now that's the English lemonade. And that one is from a recipe from
That's
the
kind of good.
1800s.
Really?
Yes.
The
Wow.
British would refresh their troops. It's kind of like a Gatorade for the
Right.
British troops.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
It'll
That's
clear out all the gunpowder and everything out of throats. It's so hard, it'll cut right
Okay.
through it, so.
Really?
Wow. That's awesome.
Sassafras
Yeah.
is used more as like medicinal tea for healing ailments. So that's like, now we drink it as a soda because
Right.
we're not, but yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm a soda collector, so that's kind of
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's
So-
why I thought you got to come down
Yes,
here.
absolutely. So I love learning the history and
This
stuff
one's
behind it
like
anyway.
lemonade, and that was the green apple.
Which
Okay.
I knew most of that stuff started out in like with pharmacists and stuff like that, playing around with like medicinal stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's cool to learn the history behind that. That's
That's right.
I didn't realize root beer was.
pretty neat, right?
Yeah, that is
Well,
that is
the
awesome.
root of the sassafras tree.
Exactly. Okay.
And the spring tonics, Grandma would go out and dig up some roots and boil them on down, and
Okay.
everybody got dosed and got rid of their parasites
Right.
and worms
That's-
and everything
man,
else.
that's awesome.
And
Great.
so now we've refined it to a tasty soda.
Right. That is
That
awesome.
one's green apple.
So, so I guess they barreled it back then too, or is this just
They
kind of
did.
like?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Well, we do it modern style,
Right,
but it
right.
is all made from very old recipes and
Okay.
natural ingredients. We have no artificial preservatives
Yes,
and nothing
ma'am.
like that.
Okay, that's awesome.
And we're very allergy conscious too.
I got you. Well, we appreciate that. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well,
Yeah,
Folks with
so that's
allergies.
what we do. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
he mixes up. There's Pop Jack back there.
Jim, say hi.
He's been a reenactor for 40 years.
awesome.
Yeah, it's all good.
I practice the true art of wet plate photography.
Okay, that's like the old timey stuff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so about mid 1830s.
Right. Okay.
Developed in France first, and then
okay, that's neat.
it made its way over here.
Right.
By the 1840s and 50s, they were already striking portraits, and it was becoming more common,
Right.
but it wasn't like a very common
I got
item. A little pricey at the beginning, so that's why you've seen a lot of family photos
Right,
and
right.
very professional
Yeah.
portraits and whatnot. But I practice the exact same method they did. I just rule out like potassium cyanide and
Yeah,
stuff,
right.
so I don't die
The
tomorrow.
dangerous stuff. Yeah.
Or
right.
by tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Yep. I still mess with silver nitrate and thiosulfate and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So I get a little chemical poisoning. So,
Right. Hey, we all do. So.
yeah, it's all about the playing the part.
Yeah. Right.
But,
No,
yeah.
it's really neat. Like absolutely. So did you like purchase these cameras, or did you?
yeah. So one I acquired from a friend who got out of the business, and then the others I acquired like from antique shops, just
Okay,
running around the
right,
country
yeah.
doing events.
That's
and,
awesome, man. No, that's
stuff
cool.
like that, and a few old timers toss me a little bit of equipment here and there as they upgrade or retire even more.
Yeah, I got you. That's awesome, man.
Yep. And I actually shoot ambrotypes too, which is like on glass.
Oh, wow.
So when you shoot an ambrotype, you can't really see it until you go to throw like a backer behind it. So a lot of times too, it was black velvet, or they created, the photographer would create an asphaltum mixture, which is like a thick paste that basically hardens up. It's not like normal tar or anything like that. And then that way you can see your image, because that's an ambrotype there. And these were, yeah, images that I shot. So they look pretty rad looking into the sky. I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Like ghost images.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you just travel to different events all over the place?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been a reenactor for like 23 years.
Man,
and,
that is cool.
I picked up wet plate about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Actually, the root beer man,
Okay.
son, me and him are good friends, and he picked it up
I got you.
like 8 years ago, and then he took a job in Colorado. And was
Right.
like, hey man, let me teach you. You got to take over my customers. These people are too good to let down. So
Right, dude, that is cool.
he did, and yeah, I started enjoying it. It clicked pretty good with
Right.
me. So.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you found your calling,
Pretty
man.
rad.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, so now I just travel everywhere and do tintyping and
Right.
reenactments.
That is awesome. I appreciate the time, man.
Hey,
yeah,
no
it was
problem.
good meeting you.
Yeah.
So,
My name's Travis.
Travis Matt.
Nice
so,
to meet you, man.
Yeah,
Nice
Nice to meet you guys.
right on, man. That's awesome. So basically, you've been doing blacksmithing pretty much your whole life, or
40-some years now.
40-something years, man. That's awesome.
Yep.
I bet you fabricated a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my regular job was a maintenance man at a factory, so we fabricated there, and I'd go home and fabricate it the old-fashioned
I got
way.
you right. That's cool. I love it, man.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the history part of it.
Yes,
you know, how they did
yeah.
things.
I'm a big history nut myself, so no, I really appreciate what you do. It's really cool.
I learned on the coal. It wasn't gas forges when I
Right.
started. It was just coal.
Right, just coal forges.
So
How hot will a coal forge get?
It'll burn the steel up at about 2,200. So
Man,
you gotta watch it.
2200. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
You want to forge at about 18
Right.
good forging temperature. But
But you can keep heating it, get cold forge, and it'll burn it up.
That's cool, man. That's awesome.
You know how using oxygen acetylene,
Yeah.
you put the oxygen to it. That's the way this will do it. Just
Same way, okay.
sparks, and all of a sudden it's gone.
I got you. That's awesome. I appreciate your time, though.
Okay,
So,
no problem.
man, that's neat. So how long y'all been doing the reenactment stuff?
Oh, I've been in it about 4 or 5 years.
Right, okay.
About 2 years.
I got you.
2 years.
That's awesome. So y'all enjoy doing it?
Oh, we really enjoy the history.
Right.
Cousins, that was brother and brother. One was a Union, that was a
Exactly.
Confederacy. And
Yeah.
both of them got captured, and they went to Penn and died of scurvy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Man, that's some cool history, but I hate to hear that at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
A bunch of that happened back then.
Yeah,
They got
right.
captured,
Most
you know.
all of us, we're members of SCV, and we do have ancestors on both sides. Most
Yeah,
all
right.
of us do.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But we're members.
So
of
do y'all set this camp stuff? Do y'all actually camp over the
Oh, yeah,
weekend here?
yeah.
In the tents and stuff? Man, that's cool. Okay. That's neat. Yeah, absolutely. So y'all really get into it. That's awesome.
Yeah, we try to keep it kind of historically accurate, but
Right.
you may see a few things like the cap on my bottom.
Yeah, right. No, I got you. I guess y'all travel around doing this, or?
Yeah, when they have reenactments, we do.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool, man.
We
So.
spent Shiloh, Stone River,
Okay.
and Mumfordville last. We was there
Okay.
3 weeks ago
Yeah.
at Mumfordville, Kentucky.
Okay, I got you. So are y'all originally from Kentucky or already?
Yeah, from Owensboro. I am.
Owensboro. Okay, I got you. That's cool. Right on. Well, hey, I really appreciate y'all's time.
Hey, good to meet you
Yeah,
all.
absolutely. Good meeting y'all. We look forward to the reenactment and stuff. So.
We
Thank
just
you,
want
thank you.
people to learn the truth and
Right.
go
Absolutely.
into it with an open mind and read a lot of different opinions
Yes.
of it and just make up your own mind of
Right.
what was
Right.
right and what was wrong.
Absolutely. So.
But we try to live it and we can learn it better.
Yeah.
We're
Oh.
thick-headed anyway.
Yes, for sure. The whole reason for history is so it doesn't repeat itself. So.
Yes, sir. That's
So.
right. You can't erase it.
No.
Learn from it.
Absolutely. So. Well, we appreciate your gentleman's time. So y'all have a good day.
You have a good day.
Right on. So, how long you been reenacting?
About 30 years.
30 years, man. We got a seasoned veteran right here. That's awesome.
Maybe. Started out in infantry and hooked up with cavalry. And, yeah, probably should have been cavalry from the start. Infantry,
Right.
You just march out in the middle of the field and line up and just bang away at it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you enjoy this? I'm assuming you've been doing it for 30 years. So.
Yeah. You know, I got the bug as a Cub Scout.
Right.
And
Okay.
going to see battlefields and stuff.
Absolutely. So you travel around and.
Well, you know, I'm from Memphis, so.
Okay, so you're
we
from
just kind of around it.
Right, locally. Okay, I got you.
Not too far.
That's cool. That's cool. So, so y'all camp here and stuff, and.
Yeah. This C7 U.S. It's 7th Tennessee Cavalry. It's a
I got
Union group.
Okay.
Recruited out of West Tennessee.
That's cool. All right, I got
Yeah, Unionists. There are a few around.
you. Right, right.
Yeah, they've been coming here for 20 years.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate the dedication. I mean, it's really cool. I've been coming here since a kid watching the reenactment.
Is that right?
Yeah, so yeah, I love it. I love the history behind all of it. So.
Oh, it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
you think about this fort here. All of our Civil War ancestors were from Illinois and Wisconsin.
Okay.
And once the Confederates evacuated this fort,
Yeah.
the Union took it over, and all of our ancestors came through here. They were mustered, sent down here, trained, and then fanned out throughout the South
Right,
from this
okay.
very place.
In Water Valley, which is where Camp Beauregard is, right over there in that area. And I actually didn't realize that Camp Beauregard was basically made a camp to protect Columbus, like their west flank or their east flank, flank or something like that. And so I thought that was kind of cool learning the history behind that. But no, man, I love this stuff. So.
Yeah. We appreciate what you're doing. It's great. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely.
helping folks experience it.
Yeah, you should check out the channel, KyCreekers. We're actually, we walk creeks, and I'm an antique bottle guy.
Okay.
And so we've been finding a bunch of sweet old relics, and
Fantastic.
we found that's our new logo. But
It's like a baby bottle.
yeah, it's a Hutchinson soda bottle. But yeah, right, it does kind of resemble a
Yeah,
baby bottle.
with the top
Right,
with a cork.
yeah. But yeah, it's a soda bottle from the 1880s and 1890s.
You know what would be nice to be able to find where the dumps for this camp
Yes,
were located.
absolutely.
They probably just took it on.
I'm
the
sure
river.
they did. Yeah.
Man, if you could find one of the dumps.
Yes.
It would be wild.
That's what we've been doing research and stuff, and we want to get on some
Check
stuff
around
with
when
that.
nobody's around, see what you can
Yeah,
find.
right, absolutely. So, but hey, we really appreciate your time.
Yeah, appreciate
Yes,
it. Yeah,
good meeting you.
Yeah,
So,
good to meet you.
Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No problem. Hey Matt, who's this guy right here?
Oh, so this is my brother, if you guys can't tell. Looks like he crawled out of my butt. Hopefully you guys will see him on the channel more. But
I don't like you that, man.
yeah, it's true.
You gonna say hi to him?
Love-hate relationship, you know. So but yeah, that's my little bro, and we've been trying to get him in the creek. Maybe we'll get him in there one day, guys.
What was this, Matt?
It was the Hunley. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It was the you can see there, the world's first successful combat submarine. Could you, guys? Could you imagine being in that under the water? I don't know exactly what depth it could have gone to, but I mean, I'm sure being inside of that would have been kind of sketch back in the day.
This was the beginning. Yeah. They put into all this mess, all this.
How did they like reinflate the ballast tanks or whatever to bring it back to the surface?
You had a bilge pump in the front.
Okay.
And a bilge pump in the back.
I got you.
There's a big pipe in the floor that connects not only both bilge pumps, but both ballast tanks as well. All four were connected.
Okay.
The reason being, because when you free flowed the water in, so if you had more water in one than the other, then it's going to be so. But that big pipe would even it out over time. And also, when they went to pump with the ballast tanks, if your bilge pump failed, the other one could pump out both of them as well.
Smart.
But
1860s too. I mean, that's crazy.
But suppose both bilge pumps gave out.
Well, then I guess you're either going to try to swim or.
No, they actually thought ahead, running the length of the keel on the underside. They had great big pieces of cast iron held on by T-handles in the floor. And some of them weighs upwards of 700 pounds.
Right.
So what they could do, they could turn the T-handle, drop the weight, and go to the top for emergency. So it wasn't a suicide boat like so many people say it was.
I still don't know that I would have just climbed in it and been like, I don't know.
Well, hey, it was tough times.
Absolutely.
You know, a keg of flour was $150. 1 pound of bacon was $15, and a pair of shoes that you see these soldier boys wearing were $75.
Woo.
So Charleston
and you made
was starving.
like 5 cents an hour.
Yeah, it was tough.
Absolutely.
Times were hard. You know, your kids, your wife, your family were starving.
Right.
You know, you do whatever you have to do.
Absolutely.
I mean, this sub is 40 feet long, just like the original, but this one's 4 inches taller and 4 inches wider. So the original's even smaller. Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Mr. Collins is over 6 feet tall. Mr. Becker was 5'5".
Woo, that was fun.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Every man, they had 7 men on the hand crank. And I can promise you, these last 7 men, they weren't picked for their handwriting skills. So, and a lot of people's asked, because it's metal, you know, how come they didn't have like a piece of pipe or a ruler?
Right.
They would take leather and wrap around it in one place, and the pipe would
spin inside the leather. Right.
Which I'm sure these men here had calluses on their hands.
I'm sure.
Pretty tough.
So how long was their sub in, I guess, effect? Like, what was the date that they used
it? It went in 1862, and it was the end of it, February 17th, 1864.
So it seemed. So did it ever see any actual combat? It did.
Its claim to fame is sinking the USS Housatonic, which is being the first successful underwater attack submarine to sink enemy ship during wartime.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It sank the Housatonic February 17th, 1864 in Charleston, South Carolina harbor.
Nice. All right. That's pretty sweet.
I mean, that was its claim to fame. That was 90 to 135 pounds of powder in what they call a torpedo.
Okay.
You know who made that particular torpedo?
No.
Nobody usually does, but the people who made it, the family, are a whole lot more famous for making sewing machines. The family of Singer, that's who made it. Yeah.
Really? That is very interesting.
What it was supposed to do was ram into the hull of the ship, once impaled, back off. It would come off on a slip fitting.
Yeah.
And one end of a 250-foot spool of wire was hooked to the trigger, and they got safely away. So they thought it would automatically pull the detonator. Now it worked in trials, but when they hit the Housatonic, it went off on impact, and we know that because part of the spar
where it's supposed to slide off,
Yeah.
the torpedo was blown back over it. So that was 90 to 135 pounds of powder that went off within 20 feet of it. When you hear these cannons go off, that's 6 to 8 ounces. Ounces.
Oh man.
This was 90 to 135 pounds of powder. Duke University did a study and they experimented a few years ago, and they confirmed with all the underwater demolition experts that has ever stood in front of this sub that I've had the honor of speaking with.
Yeah.
And some of them from World War II that worked with, that drooled in 55-gallon drums off for depth charting. And they told me two things, that when that went off, it turned their insides into jello, and 250 feet away wasn't far enough.
Man.
So, these are all the facial reconstructions that the FBI did of them. And we know at least one of the men looks like it, because Mr. Ridgway on the end, his family came down from Maryland.
Yeah.
And they had the old tin pictures.
Yeah.
And it looked like him.
That's awesome.
So when they did the test, the FBI, also with the DNA, they found that these back 7 men had been in or back in the United States for less than 10 years. It's called radioisotopes. It's found in the water in Europe. So it takes 10 years to get it filtered out of your system. Y'all think they had rubber back then?
Some sort of type of rubber, possibly.
Around the hatches, they had leather and a white rubber.
Yeah.
But Mr. Wick, second from last down there, at the beginning of the war, he was in the Union Navy. And he was stationed in Florida. That's where his family was. So when the war started, he switched to the Confederacy, which wasn't uncommon back then to flop side, because he said he wasn't fighting his family. So when his body was exhumed 136 years later, on his coat they found rubber United States Navy buttons.
And it's cool.
Pretty cool. A button, yeah, that's right here.
That's a hard end, yeah, rubber.
Yep. Another one of the mysteries of the Hunley, Mr. Ridgway here, who was originally from Maryland, had a dog tag that belonged to a man from Connecticut. That man, when we were there in Mystic Seaport, Connecticut in July 2013, people came to see the sub because they said not far from there was a monument dedicated to the man who owned that dog tag. It belonged to him. And they, how did he wind up? A man in Charleston with a man that has a dog tag from Connecticut that they have a monument dedicated to him.
That's wild.
So, you know, it's just another mystery. But some of the things that they've done, this was a man's wallet, and that's what it looked like when they first found it, and that's what it looks like now. A little crazy fact, people quirk, Mr. Collins is over 6 feet tall. He liked the toothpick. He kept the toothpick between 2 teeth, and you can see it. Mr. Lumpkin loved his pipe because his teeth were worn down from holding it. And I jokingly say Mr. Becker must have had a pretty head of hair because he had a comb, not like me. So, Lieutenant Dixon, we know worked on a plantation, a Bennett plantation in Georgia before the war. And rumor had it that he and the plantation owner's daughter they were smitten with each other and they were going to be betrothed. They were going to get married. So she gave him a $20 gold coin to go off to war with as a good luck charm. So when they went to the Battle of Shiloh, he was shot in the hip by a 58 caliber mini ball.
Oh yeah.
They didn't have back pockets back then. There's a little chain or pocket right here in the very front, kind of like a pair of jeans, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's where it was, and it drove that coin to his hip bone.
Woo! That'd have been painful.
So people wrote in their diaries they could see him holding that and rubbing.
Yeah.
Like always, they wrote in their diaries. So he went in there, and rumor had it that he had it on his person when the sub went down. So when this first panel was taken off, and they started exhuming everything, they found the coin. And when they got it cleaned up, they found that he had it sanded and engraved Shiloh, April 6, 1862, my life preserver.
Wow.
Along with the diamond engagement ring. So they knew the love story to be true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We also know he had to come from money because they're in the works now trying to get his uniform put back together. but it's made out of cashmere.
Wow.
So that's swanky.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. You'll see in the movie The Hunley, it depicts back there as being gear driven. It wasn't. It was chain drive.
Just like that.
That flywheel there only weighs about 30 pounds. The original would have weighed in excess of 300. 2 years ago, I had a 12-year-old child on school day ask me did I know why the band was around that propeller? And I was like, never been asked this question. So I said, I guess to keep trash out. He says, no, sir. He said, the pitch on that prop, if it didn't have that band, it would always turn to the right. So I'm like, either this kid's really smart or he's feeding me a lot of BS. And I said, well, how do you know that? And the little old fella poked his chest out and he pointed at the gentleman standing next to him, and he goes, my papa owns prop shop. So, but he showed me, they measured it and got angles, and he explained. So,
wow,
and then
awesome.
this year in Mississippi, a kid, because we do not know what color was painted on the inside. Okay, they've yet to figure that out. So I had a child ask me, what kind of paint did they have back then? And I'm like, never been asked this question, so Google don't fail me now. But we found out they had 2 different types of paint, just like they have today, one water-based, one petroleum-based, but neither one of them had a very long shelf life.
That's sweet though. We really appreciate your time though.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Take care. Well, we do one or the other.
Thanks for watching, guys. Matt with KyCreekers. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you're new to the channel, this is the stuff we typically find, guys. This is basically all century-old stuff. Bricks, stamp bricks. We got the bottles. And that's just recapping the lives, guys, that we do on TikTok. So check us out over there, KyCreekers. And we go live on Sundays between 1 and 4 Central Standard Time, guys. And if you enjoyed, guys, please smash the subscribe button, the like, and comment what your favorite find was, guys.